Thailand-Cambodia war. Is the world heading for World War III? However much we may want it to be an era of peace, it is not. It is going just the opposite way. And I have been mentioning very often that this is due to the very nature of the geopolitical architecture on the planet. We today have a multipolar power equation which is coming into full play. If we go by pattern modeling, in the time of World War I, in the time of World War II, there were multipolar world orders in existence. Multipolar world orders are prone to frequent conflict and clashes as the multiplicity of players involved jockey for influence and dominance. It leads to conflict. It has been so throughout history. Take a look back at the era of the warring kingdoms in China, 3rd century BCE. There were 6 major kingdoms always at war with one another, and the Chinese say that was a multipolar power equation, and they today equate it to the power equation that is existing in the global order today, and they say that that was a multipolar order, there was war, there was chaos, there was conflict. Today is a multipolar order and it will lead to the same. Take a look at India. In the time of Chanakya, Kautilya, there were 16 Mahajanapads, major states in India, constantly at war with one another, right? And that is the time we had the Arthashastra was compiled by Chanakya, Kautilya, and he tried to unite India under one main Chakravarti Samrat to prevent constant bloodletting in India. So, I mean, we have many examples in history. We have seen the Russia-Ukraine war, 3.5 years getting more fierce by the day, bloodier by the day. We had the war in the Middle East, started by the Hamas terrorist attacks on Israel, almost 1,700 Israeli citizens killed, and for the last 1.5 years, we have seen Israel take on first the Hamas, destroy it, take on the Hezbollah, decimate it, then hit the Houthis, and then finally turn on to the head of the octopus, Iran. They have had 2 rounds of missile firing and 1 major round in which the Americans joined in to knock out the Iranian nuclear facilities. We are anticipating trouble in the Taiwan Straits. China has long been saying that it wants to take over Taiwan, complete the unification of the motherland, etc. Right? There could be conflict in the South China Sea. And China has been saying that maybe in 2025, 26, 27, it could launch its major attack. That will truly make it, all continents engaged. Now a new conflict has broken out in a very unusual spot, which is generally a haven of peace and quiet, and which is known more for its tourism than wars and conflict, at least in the last few decades. So we now have a clash between Thailand and Cambodia. What is it about? There is the clash is about the border alignment, etc. There is an old 1,000-year-old Shiva temple which the Khmer civilization of Cambodia claims that it's own. This is disputed, and there have been clashes from 2008 to 2012 over this region, which then quietened down. This has been declared an cultural heritage, global cultural heritage. But the clash is about this. This morning, this conflict has suddenly escalated. At about 9:25 in the morning, there were, border firing on one of the Thai outposts. Initially started with, small arms and mortars, soon escalated to field artillery. the Cambodians began to use 122mm field guns, and then they escalated to the level of GRAD multi-barrel rocket launchers, BM-21B. That is a major escalation. Firstly, Thailand retaliated in kind. It said 3 of its civilians were killed, and then Thailand also escalated in a significant way by sending in 6 F-16s to bomb the border areas in Cambodia. They are said to have hit a gas station and put it on fire. Right? The tensions are continuing. Now, if you see the military balance, power balance between the two states, Cambodia is very weak, but Cambodia is supported by China, and Thailand has the backing of the United States. That's why it sent in its F-16 fighters. If you see the military balance, in terms of tanks, the Thais have 635 tanks, the Cambodians have just 644. If you see the self-propelled artillery, the Thais have 55, the Cambodians have 30. Field artillery, Thailand has 589. Guns, they have 430. Multi-barrel rocket launchers, Thailand has 463 compared to just 26 on the Cambodian side. In fighter bombers, you have a real difference. There are 72 fighters with the Thai Air Force. There are nil, zilch with Cambodia. And helicopters, the Thais have 258. The Cambodians have just 23. So what has emboldened Cambodia to start this border war? It is actually a proxy war, a shadow war between the United States and China. China is backing Cambodia, otherwise it would not dare to have started such an unequal fight, where the balance of military power and equipment is so heavily tilted against Cambodia. Definitely it is the multipolarity equation which is at work, and the United States and China are jockeying for influence. The Chinese don't like that Thailand is very closely aligned with the United States, and the United States is not happy with the close alignment of Cambodia and China. So we are likely to see this multipolar conflict, jockeying for control and dominance, lead to conflicts all over the globe. This is the 4th hotspot that has opened up before the world. We hope things will quieten down.